Well, good morning, West Ham fans. Happy Friday. And let's talk about a Ghanaian defender we've got on trial. And a very good Friday to you all. Hope you have a lovely start to the weekend. And obviously, West Ham will only ruin it on the Sunday. So, and also, we've got the Julian Lopetegui press conference. Get in there for sure. Get in there for sure. So, we'll be doing that at the end of the Lopetegui press conference. We sort of do the synopsis and go through the word by word. What could it mean and things like that. That'll be at lunchtime, later lunchtime than usual. And then I'll have the headlines. And then also we might have Irish, we might not have tonight, but we'll keep an eye on the channel for that. Last night we launched our first episode of our new series, Desert Island Games, with Martin Godliman, the voice of West Ham, basically picking his three favourite West Ham games that he would take to a desert island to never watch any other games ever again. But he couldn't pick the last game at the Bowling and the last game and the game at Prague, because obviously everyone would probably pick those. But let's get into it. Let's talk about an article that was on X's Patreon yesterday. Was it on the Patreon? I don't know if it was on the Patreon, but it was an article that was on his website about a guy who is on loan, the Ghanaian defender Abdul Rashid Adam. We have taken him on trial for the next few weeks, according to XWHU employee. It wasn't his patron. He reported on Thursday that Tim Steidham bought the 18-year-old to East London this week to run the rule over him, with obviously Academy Director Kenny Brown, Kevin Keane, Mark Noble overseeing as well. Adam is apparently contracted to Ghanaian second division club Benab FC, and has attracted interest from other clubs in Europe. So West Ham taking the opportunity to take a closer look at the player and bring him into their under-18s as they decide whether or not to sign him permanently. We've obviously several talented defenders already in the youth setup, 21s. We've spoken about the likes of Julia Robinson and people like that, Caitlin Casey, obviously. We've got in the year below, the group below, but are moving up into 21s, people like Ezra Mayes, Josh Briggs as well. So there's plenty around. My boy Erdrich Golombekis as well. So there's plenty of sort of very talented young defenders. But we've been looking at, for example, Harry Kante, who he signed from Paris FC, the under-18s, and he's gone back out to Paris FC for the remainder of the season. So it could be something that we could potentially look at with Adam as well. There isn't much information about him, in all honesty, but according to Ghanaian journalist Aku Ampofo, via 3 Sports, which is the Ghanaian sports media outlet, he said that the teenager is highly rated in the country. He's described him as a left back who is also comfortably operating as a left-sided centre half. So again, versatility type of thing we like to do. Particularly left back might be an area, particularly from the Ollie Scarles. Obviously, he's playing more midfield. Maybe there's a slight Amike Adiele's been playing left wing back. Could be an area which we might need to get. Actually, Lewis Brown, he's going to operate in that position as well. So, but it's an area maybe a little bit short in, I'd say, that left-sided defence side. So apparently the journalist has waxed lyrically about the player's passing ability and aggressiveness in duels. As you said, it appears to be a bit of a coup, actually, by all accounts, in terms of getting him to a trial stage, particularly ahead of many other clubs in Europe who are interested in him. So hopefully it's a success trial, and we see enough in him and take him on permanently. And yeah, why not? It shows how we're sort of casting this net wide, not only for players who fit into the first team now, or players who could fit into the first team and get injured, but also the next generation. I still see Luis Guilherme as the next generation. People like Mohamed Kante as well, maybe Adam as well. Sort of the next crop coming through. So there's like a conveyor belt, which is something we haven't had for a while. It seems we're almost buying players on a sort of first team basis rather than necessarily looking at the wider picture. So again, it's encouraging. It's encouraging to see we're looking far and wide and looking across different areas. Hammer's headlines tonight. We'll talk about is it the Danish league we're looking at the moment? There's a couple of players linked with there. Obviously, in getting some Mohamed Kante in, who's a complete unit according to Kenny Brown, towers over him. But that was from the second division in they play in the second division, I think, in Ligue 2 in France, and again, it's not going for the norm as well, which is I quite like. So we'll see what happens, and I wish him the very best in his trial. Didn't we sign a guy called Abdul Rashid? I think we did, didn't we? Am I going crazy? Was it Rashid? We definitely sound like a very similar name, but not with the Adam at the end. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, good to know. Anyway, as I said, we'll be back later on with the Julien Lopetegui press conference. You lucky bastards! And that'll be lunchtime-ish, just after about 1:30-ish. And then we'll be doing the Hammers headlines, and then we start ramping up ahead of the game on Sunday with the starting 11 shows, the watch-alongs on Sunday, maybe some preview stuff on Saturday as well. So. Yeah, critical game for both sides, I think. But anyway, until that time, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, my friends. And come on, you bloody Irons. Come on.